Hello and welcome, this is rooflemonger, and in this video we are going to speculate, honestly, on when the next Dragon Ball FighterZ balance patch might be. So we have obviously had the Season 2 balance patch, which came out about a month and a half ago as the time of this video going up, but that video contained no balance changes. So yes, there was obviously quite a bit of system changes, but there was no character balance changes. So once again, as of the time of this recording, it's been about 4 months since there's been any character balance changes. So basically when it comes to speculating when the next balance patch might be, it is now basically upon us to think, okay, let's look for some patterns. One, is there any opportunities, and what has the release pattern been like so far? So 2 opportunities we have for anything balance patch related would be coming, one, in the new V-Jump magazine, which is not out at the time of this recording, but is due out fairly soon. So it wouldn't have anything about balance patch stuff itself, but if there's a new character to be released, well, hey, that's where they'll be showing it, right? If there's anything about a new character in the V-Jump, you can fairly safely assume there's a balance patch attached to whenever it's going to be released. Now, also coming up fairly soon, as of this weekend, is Final Round 2019. So this tournament is the start of the competitive FGC year. Not to say there's not other tournaments beforehand, because obviously there has been, but since it's effectively, well, it's just the start of the Capcom Pro Tour, which honestly, Street Fighter always leads the way in fighting games, so if it's the start of the Capcom Pro Tour Street Fighter year, it's kind of the start of the year for everyone else. And there is potential for announcements there. Now, I'm not guaranteeing it. In fact, honestly, I think it's somewhat unlikely for Dragon Ball anyways, that there'll be announcements there, but there is always a potential. And as an aside, there very hopefully is announcements for Season 4 Street Fighter V there, because it's been a dry spell for Street Fighter as well, just so you guys know, and really hoping there's some news for Street Fighter V at Final Round. And also, just as an aside, hey, watch Final Round, it's going to be awesome. We got Smash Ultimate, we got Street Fighter V, Tekken 7, Dragon Ball FighterZ naturally, Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive 6, heck, or even Brawlhalla, right? And much more I'm not mentioning. So hey, it's going to be fun, it's going to be this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, check it out. So if we're trying to look at any kind of patterns to determine any kind of patch history in the past and how it might work in the future, so since the release of Dragon Ball FighterZ last year, 2018, which came out January 26, there's effectively been 5 major patches. We have 3 of them as balance patches, one is a major system bug level patch, and one of them the Season 2 patch. So the first one, which was a balance patch, and keep in mind there's been other patches too, but I'm counting these as big patches. The first one came out May 7th for balance. This was not for Broly and Bardock, by the way. They came out in March. In June came the big system changes, bug fixes, all that kind of stuff patch. In August came the next balance patch. In November came the next balance patch. And then in January of this year, 2019, came the big Season 2 patch. So from the launch of the game in January to the first big balance patch in May, that's quite a fair chunk of time, right? So, but going forward from that, basically between every big patch has been about 2 months. So is that the way going forward? I'd edge to say, yeah, maybe. Maybe not 1-to-1, but I do think that's kind of the rhythm they found themselves in. Especially now with Season 2 well underway. We do have 4 more DLC characters, and I personally believe they'll be launched singles, not in duos like they have been before. Mostly because, honestly, from a pure marketing perspective, it's better to have 4 hype cycles of marketing press and all that kind of stuff than it is to have 2 if you have duos, right? That's just kind of simple marketing, and that's how I would do it, right? So we'll see how they do it. So thinking along those lines, since the launch of Season 2 in January, if we go 2 months from then, and then, you know, every 2 months a DLC character launches, and then at the point of the end of the year, we kind of go into Season 3, that's just a nice little chunk of time. So Season 2 launches with 2 characters, then we wait 2 months, then another character, 2 months, another character, so on and so forth, and we wait 2 more months, and then Season 3 starts. That kind of works out timing-wise. So that would leave us with a nice 2 months in between content. Now, would every single DLC have a balance patch change to it? I don't know, probably not. A balance patch every 2 months seems a bit much, but once again, as of the time of this patch, now it's been about 4 months since the last patch, and going with all this speculation now, if that is truly the way they want to do it, then I would speculate the next balance patch would be either at the end of this month, March 2019, or perhaps in April 2019, so not too far away, because once again, they got more DLC to launch, and we have to keep that in mind. Now, it has been stated many times before, and I've said this stuff in the past myself, that balance patches, have time to breathe, it only should be like once a year or something, right? And I've come to myself realize the reality is nobody actually wants that. People might say they do. I used to say I do, but in the end, I kind of don't. Regardless on what side of the fence you are on right now, for a variety of reasons, Dragon Ball FighterZ, I would think most people agree they kind of want a patch. Once again, the Season 2 changes changed a lot of stuff, right? And a lot of it was nice hits. Some of it was kind of unfair to certain characters, maybe not intentionally so. And I just feel like a lot of you, myself included, are kind of waiting on the next patch just to see where things shake up and where things might lie. Because while certain changes in the Season 2 patch are indeed universal, universal systems don't necessarily affect everyone all in the same way, right? Once again, it kind of, I think, unintentionally hurt Golden Frieza a lot with the meter change and that kind of stuff. So yeah, with all this rambling speculation, basically my guess is end of March, perhaps early mid-April is when there might be another balance patch and thus another DLC character. Could I be right? Maybe. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Who knows? But we're just trying to find some science in all this madness. So final round might hold something for us. Hey, you should watch it even if it doesn't. It's going to be an awesome tournament. And we have a V-Jump coming out soon, and that might provide some insight into a next DLC character. We don't know. But yeah, that's where we're at, and hopefully sooner rather than later. Anyways, that is it for this video, so thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.